What's up? It's Cayman Wolf, the Decrepit Gamer. Last week, OpenAI announced the release of ChatGPT agents. I gotta admit, I was a little skeptical, man. I really was. I mean, the idea is that the agent can use its own computer to accomplish tasks on your behalf. So it can, if you give it permission, it can authenticate as you to various services and use various software. It has the ability to write its own Python scripts to accomplish things for you. And I don't know, man. I mean, I like ChatGPT and large language models. I think they're fascinating technology, but I was honestly just skeptical that it was going to actually be able to do anything useful. Impressive for demo purposes and things like that. Yeah, I guess it could probably have some niche things that it could do well enough to demonstrate and stoke a little excitement, but I was just skeptical that when you got right down to brass tacks and started actually trying to use the damn thing, that it was going to function well enough in a real world scenario to make it really useful. But I feel like I may have been proven wrong on that. So if you follow this channel, as you know, I'm a variety streamer and I schedule live streams on a very regular basis. And they're really a pain in the ass, man. I mean, it's really just a lot of work to get a live stream scheduled. So I decided to put it to the test and see if it could schedule a live stream for me. And it did a surprisingly good job. Not perfect, but well enough that I would consider it to be soundly useful. And so let's take a look at that. There was a little back and forth here. It wasn't perfect. And the places where it wasn't perfect, where I had to go back and ask it to redo some things and to try some things again, I've left that all in the video so that you can judge for yourself whether or not you think it's accurate and intelligent enough to be useful. I feel like it is, but let's just take a look at it together. Okay, so here I am signed into ChatGPT. You want to go down here and click on this icon and select agent mode. Now right here it's telling me I've got 22 agent prompts left. You get 40 a month. I've been playing around with this thing in advance of making this video and also been using it for some practical things. So I have 22 left and I'll get 40 more on August 24th. Right now, if you run out of prompts, you can still use the agent. You just have to pay 75 cents per usage, which the agent can do a lot of things with a single prompt. So it's not really that bad. And if you run out of prompts, you're probably getting some good usage out of it. So it's probably worth that 75 cents to do whatever you're doing. Now, probably the single most important thing you need to do anything with a ChatGPT agent is a good prompt. So I saved my prompt over here in Microsoft OneNote. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to come up with the best prompt you can for the task that you're trying to accomplish. And the way the agent works is at any point during the task, you can give it another prompt to modify the task that it's currently doing, to ask it to go back and fix something that it's already done. And every one of those uses up one of your available prompts. So a good thing to do is when you write that prompt, don't write it directly in the prompt field on ChatGPT, but put it in something like Microsoft Word or OneNote or Google Docs or something like that so that you've got it saved. And then after a session with the agent, when you finally get what it is that you want, look back over that session and refine that prompt to account for whatever you missed, whatever you had to reprompt, whatever you had to correct, things like that. And then over time, that prompt will become more and more refined. So what I've got here is a prompt that I've come up with after doing this a couple of times. So this prompt is saying to schedule a YouTube live stream on my Decrepit Gamer YouTube channel for, and I've already got this pre-filled for 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesday, July 29th. That's what we're going to schedule the live stream for. And then everywhere where I've got this thing highlighted in yellow, this is something that I'm going to want to edit for that particular instance. See, like I'll use this for different games. So I've just got game right here. So I'll put in whatever game I'm going to be playing, whatever activity I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to copy this prompt and I'm going to paste it into the prompt field on the ChatGPT agent. Okay, and for some reason, whenever you do that, it captures the text that you pasted in both as an image of the text and as the text itself. I suppose that's so you can have the option to use either one. I just delete this image right here. Now I want to replace game with the game that I'm going to be scheduling my live stream for, which is the Ascent. We are going to, and then I want to replace this with what we're going to be doing in that particular session. So I'm going to say we're going to continue our playthrough of the game from the previous 2 live streams in which I covered the Ascent. Now these bullet points down here are just telling the agent how to fill in the forms when it's scheduling my live stream. So I'm telling it, give the video a good clickbaity title and description that emphasizes the fact that this game is currently included in Game Pass Ultimate with hashtags at the end, and fill in all the other fields appropriately. Come up with a 1 or 2 paragraph description for the video that is witty and optimized for search engines. Use what you know of me, my channel, and the game. And it does know a good bit about me and my channel because I bounce ideas off of it and so forth, and it remembers a lot of those things. Next, add the following text to the description. This is just standard text that I've put in all of my videos. It tells about where my Discord server is and my Facebook group. Add a dozen or so relevant hashtags to the end of the description. That is redundant. You know what? I feel like this entire first bullet point here is redundant. I'm going to take this relevant part here that emphasizes the fact that the game is currently included in Game Pass Ultimate. Copy that, put that here in the second bullet point, and then just get rid of this first one. Okay, so now I remove that redundant bullet point and condense them down to this one bullet point here that says come up with a witty title and a 1 or 2 paragraph description for the video that emphasizes the fact that this game is currently included in Game Pass Ultimate. Witty is redundant, optimized for search engines. Use what you know of me, my channel, and the game. And then this one right here, I'm really interested to see how this one's going to turn out. Make any necessary adjustments for the time to ensure that the time is for, let's see, that was from a previous usage here, is for, let's just make this more general and say for the correct time zone of Central Standard Time. Because last time I did this, it scheduled the video 2 hours later than what time I had told it to. And I think that's because its server is in Pacific time. For the category, choose gaming, add the correct game to the game title field. I'm going to replace this with Pancake Gaming Playlist, because that's the playlist that I put all my flat screen games in. And then here it's saying if I've included an image called thumbnail PNG with this prompt, use it as the basis for creating the thumbnail image. If I have not included an image called thumbnail PNG with this prompt, then use an image generator to create a good The Ascent themed thumbnail. And then this part right here, that was from a previous edit here that actually belongs to a different bullet point, so we're going to delete that. So we're not going to include the thumbnail PNG file with this prompt because we want to see how it handles generating a thumbnail for us with its AI image generator. This one says if I've included a logo.png file with this prompt, use it. Otherwise, generate text in an appropriately themed font and place it centered at the top. I am going to include the Ascent logo. And let's rename this to logo.png. Then here I'm saying if I've included a livestream.png file with this prompt, add it to the bottom left corner of the thumbnail image, increase its size by 50%. And I say that because my live stream logo is kind of small, but I am going to include that. Here's the live stream logo. Let's get rid of that live stream one. Call it live stream. Upload that. Here I'm saying come up with a witty thumbnail slogan and place it centered in the lower third of the thumbnail image. Use margins on the slogan so that it doesn't consume more than a third of the screen in width. You are free to make any necessary adjustments to ensure it does not overlap any other text or logos. That was based on a previous experience. Use what you know of the game, of me, and my YouTube channel to come up with good SEO tags. Come up with enough tags to use almost all of the available characters in the tags field. I say almost all of so that I don't have the AI out there trying to come up with tags that consume exactly 500 characters. I really don't think it would do that, but just erring on the side of caution there. Set the video so that only subscribers can comment with a minimum subscribe time of any duration, and enable the live chat replay, and live chat summary options. Now we've made a couple of changes to this in the process of making this video. Actually refined this again, so I'm going to copy this prompt. I'm going to go back out here to my OneNote where I keep this prompt. Let's paste it back in. Let's highlight anything that needs to change on any instance of the prompt to remind me. Set it back to generic terminology, and then let's delete the previous one. There we go. Further refined. Okay, so that's our prompt. Now let's enter that prompt and let the agent do its thing. So the agent says that it's setting up its desktop, so it's setting up its own virtual machine to carry out this task for me. It's acknowledging what I've asked it to do. And what's really cool here is that the agent kind of thinks out loud and it's telling you everything that it's doing as it's doing it. So right here, it's telling me it'll enlarge the livestream.png by 50% and position it at the bottom left. And it will also generate an abstract cyberpunk cityscape background with red neon and dark colors using image gen as per the guidelines. So it definitely knows this game and understands what kind of image is appropriate for this game. Interesting also that it's saying it will do that without characters or logos because it knows that I have supplied it with instructions for putting the characters and logos on the image, so it doesn't want the image that it generates to already have those. So the AI has a very good understanding of the task that I've asked it to accomplish. Look, it said the original image included unwanted text and logos, so I'll attempt a new generation. That's interesting. So the image generator didn't follow its instructions very well, so it's going to re-instruct the image generator to create an appropriate image. Okay, there's a thumbnail it created. It has noticed that the live stream icon is way too big and in the wrong place, so it's telling me that it's fixing that. Okay, and then this part I fully expected. This is asking me to log into YouTube. The AI can't log into my account. I have to log into my account so that it can take control and do what it needs to do on my behalf. All right, so I've logged into my YouTube account for the agent so that it can act on my behalf, and I'm going to say finish controlling and allow it to continue. All right, now it's in the process of scheduling my live stream. It says my title is too long, so I wonder what it tried to do for my title. Let's see how it handles that. Okay, it said it realized the entire description was mistakenly entered as the title. So, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, it's pretty smart. Okay, there is the description, just like I asked it to enter with the additional text that I asked it to enter. It looks like it's trying to set the category to gaming, like I told it to do. Yep, and it chose gaming. Now let's see if it enters the correct game. Okay, it shows the Ascent as the game. That's right. Now it's going to upload its thumbnail that it generated for me. Okay, the thumbnail, it did not put the live streaming, the logo is just like this big, huge thing up at the top, so it's going to have to fix that. I find that generally it's a good idea to let it finish everything else and then go back and tell it what to fix. Okay, it chose the correct playlist. It just told me that it was going down to the audience field and it was going to say that this was not made for kids. I didn't tell it to do that. So the thing has enough context and enough intuition and enough intelligence to know that that needed to be set to not made for kids. These are just other fields that I told it to set. Oh, I thought for a minute there it had forgotten to set the tags, but it didn't. It went back to set those tags. Okay, good. And it used up 467 of the 500 characters, so that's good. Okay, it's setting it to unlisted like I asked it to do. Let's see if it gets the time right. Got the correct date. Okay, now it's scrolling down to 6 p.m., but this is the part that was challenging for it last time, and I'm wondering if it's going to get it right this time. It's got to choose 6 p.m., but it's got to choose 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't know if it's going to be smart enough to catch that, even though I explicitly told it to make sure. I'm not sure that the AI knows what time zone the server that this particular instance of itself is running on happens to be in. Okay. Yeah, so it chose 6 p.m. So I got a feeling when I look at it from my computer, I'm going to have to change that. But that's okay because I've got it set to unlisted. But there was another problem, and that was with the thumbnail. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take over. And this is going to allow me to go back and review everything that the agent has done. So all of this is right. Everything looks right, but the thumbnail is bad. See how it's got that see it, and it didn't put the slogan on the thumbnail, and it didn't put the you know what? Let me double check my prompt and make sure that I did in fact tell it to do that. come up with a witty thumb. Okay, and then right here I say, if I've included live stream PNG file with this prompt, add it to the bottom left corner of the thumbnail image, increase its size by 50%, come up with a witty thumbnail slogan and place it centered in the lower third of the thumbnail image. Okay, so it did not follow these two instructions. Okay, it's telling, it realizes that I took control when it's saying that it looks like the scheduling hasn't been finalized yet. I'm back at the setup screen. Did you click done while you were in control, or would you like me to continue with the remaining steps and I'll schedule the stream for you? Now I'm gonna tell it that that it needs to fix the thumbnail. Let's say the thumbnail is wrong. The live streaming logo is supposed to be in the lower left hand corner, and it is currently much too large. I'll tell it all in one so hopefully to use less of my agent prompts. I'm going to tell it all in one prompt. I'm going to say, also, I asked you to come up with a witty thumbnail slogan and place it in the lower third of the thumbnail image. Please review those instructions and adjust the thumbnail accordingly. Okay, it's acknowledging what I asked it to do. Well, that looks all messed up. Let's see if it realizes that. Okay, I think it realized that it's got a bunch of excessive garbage on there. It looks like it's trying to generate a new image. It looks like maybe the thumbnail that it had generated had those logos on the thumbnail image itself. And now it's trying to lay the logo files that I gave it over the top of that image. Let's see, did it realize that the dimensions were wrong there? There we go. That looked pretty good, but it looks like it created a portrait image and it used the top portion of the image. So I'm going to ask it to scroll that down. Okay, so it reviewed everything, and that thumbnail actually looks pretty good, but I don't like the way it's using just the top portion of that portrait image, and it's only got the head from the silhouette. So I'm going to try to come up with a way to ask it to scroll that background in a way that it understands. The thumbnail logos and slogan are in the correct place and are correctly sized, but the background image looks as if it is a portrait image that was resized to fit a 16:9 aspect ratio. Can the background image be scrolled down to show more of the silhouette of the man? Say scroll down a little bit to show more of the silhouette of the man while keeping the game logo, live streaming logo, and slogan in the same place relative to the image frame. And actually, I think this needs to say scrolled up, not scrolled down. Okay, let's see what it does with that. Yes, it did exactly what I asked it to do. Oh, that's even better. Oh, awesome. Okay, now is it going to successfully upload that edited thumbnail? It doesn't look like it actually uploaded the edited version of the thumbnail. Did it? I'm going to take over. I'm going to go back. Go back again. It didn't. It didn't. I'm going to say, you edited the thumbnail as I asked you to, and it looked great, but you did not successfully replace the previous version of the thumbnail with the newly edited one. All right, let's see what it does with that. Okay, looks like it's making another attempt to change the thumbnail. Okay, it did it that time. And you know what? When I schedule these live streams for which I'm covering a Game Pass game, I like to put the Game Pass logo on the thumbnail. And I had forgotten to mention that. So let's ask the agent if it can go and put that on the thumbnail for me as well. So I'm going to add a photo or a file. I'm going to upload the Game Pass logo. And I'm going to say, can you add this logo to the upper right corner of the thumbnail image with a small margin to make it aesthetically pleasing? Let's see how it handles that. Okay, again, it only flashed the text up there very briefly telling me what it was thinking, but it looked like it had a good understanding of what I asked it to do. Oh, perfect. Perfect. It looks like it successfully uploaded it. Awesome. Awesome. Now, the most important thing here really is that I have asked it to schedule this thing as an unlisted live stream so that if there are any mistakes, it's not out there as a publicly scheduled live stream that I have to then have egg on my face because I have to go back and edit it after the fact. So I can feel pretty comfortable about going ahead and asking it to click done to finalize the live stream because it's going to be unlisted. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And you can make fun of me if you want, but I tend to be polite to AIs for whatever reason. I just am more comfortable that way. So I'm going to say, great job, GPT. Yes. Please click done and thank you. It says all set. I've replaced the thumbnail with the version that includes the Xbox Game Pass logo in the upper right-hand corner and scheduled the live stream as unlisted for July 29th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't think that's going to be, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to double check it here in just a second. All details, title, description, hashtags, tags, playlist, and subscriber-only chat settings are exactly as specified. The stream is now ready for your review in YouTube Studio. If you need any more changes, just let me know. Okay, awesome. Let's go review it. Okay, and just as I suspected, the stream was actually scheduled 2 hours ahead of the time that it was supposed to be in because obviously the server that the AI is running on is in Pacific time. So that has to be adjusted for 6 p.m. And I need to figure out if it's always going to be in Pacific time because then I can just adjust the time that I ask it to schedule, or maybe there's a better way to tell it, to make sure that it's in Central Standard Time. I'm not sure what that is, but to me, that's not that bad of a thing. I can just fix that real quick. Everything else looks just great, man. Let's see what it did for the title here. Back to Velas, the Ascent Game Pass playthrough, part 3. Decrepit Gamer Live. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's see what it said here. Dive back into Velas with your favorite Decrepit Gamer as we continue our blind playthrough of The Ascent. This gritty cyberpunk twin-stick shooter is currently included with Game Pass Ultimate, so anyone with Game Pass can join in on the neon-drenched mayhem. In this third episode, we're pushing deeper into the arcology, upgrading our loadouts, and uncovering corporate conspiracies hidden in the slums. Expect chaotic firefights, tactical cybernetics, and plenty of commentary from our gamer who's old enough to remember CRT televisions. Interesting. Okay, and I'm going to modify this just a little bit because I don't want to say blind playthrough. I'm going to delete blind because I have played this game before. I have not completed it before, but I have played at least through where we are now, so I don't want to say blind playthrough. But it did a really good job with this description, I think. Another interesting thing to note here is that I didn't tell it what part of the game that I was on, but it is accurate in saying pushing deeper into the arcology and uncovering corporate conspiracies hidden in the slums. That is the part of the game that I'm on. And so what that tells me is that because I told the AI that I'm on the third episode, it just made an educated guess that that's about the part of the game that I would be on. So that's pretty smart. Tune in live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on July 29th, 2025. It's a relaxed, community-focused stream where older gamers and curious younger ones can hang out and chat while exploring Neon Giant's stunning world. Whether you're considering downloading the Ascent through Game Pass or just want to see how a decrepit gamer handles the carnage, this stream will be a good time. That is a great, I feel like, description. Let's see what it used for the hashtags. Yep, the Ascent, Game Pass Ultimate, Twin Stick Shooter, Decrepit Gamer, Older Gamer, Cyberpunk. Yes, excellent, excellent hashtags. The time we have fixed. It's got the correct category, the correct game. I think it did a great job with the thumbnail. That logo is a little bit swallowed up by the neon. I was tempted to ask it to outline it in black, but I think that's okay. I think it'll play all right. Especially since the title is in the game title is in the video title or the live stream title. It said, no, it's not made for kids. I'm going to go ahead and click no altered content here, although you don't have to click one of those. All of this is okay. I'm going to uncheck that. None of that stuff is a showstopper. None of these things that I'm fixing here would have, been devastating oversight or mistake or whatever for my live stream. These are just little preferences of mine. The only thing that was really very important was the time that I had to adjust. Let's see what it chose for tags here. Yes, all of these tags look really good. Yeah, looks like he did a great job here. I'm going to set this to low latency, which is the way that I like to run my live streams. And that's it. I'm going to edit this thing now and set it to public. And it's published. There we go. A scheduled live stream done by ChatGPT agent. Let's go look at it out here on my channel. Yep, there it is. And that's it, guys. I feel like it did a pretty good job. If you want to take a look at the live stream that it scheduled for me, which I've already done, but you can go back and watch the VOD, and you can go back and look at the scheduled stream right here. And if you want to take a look at this stream for yourself. This one will be, depending on when you see this video, this live stream may not have actually happened yet. This is for Tuesday night. And even if you catch this after the live stream has happened, again, you can go back and look at the previous live stream. You can look at this scheduled live stream right here. It's the very same one you just saw ChatGPT agent do for me. So anyway, guys, that's it. Leave down in the comments if you have found the agent to be useful and what kind of things you're using it for. And for more tips and tricks, hints, reviews, and awesome gameplay videos, subscribe to the Decrepit Gamer channel. I appreciate you very much. We'll catch you next time. This is Cayman Wolf, the Decrepit Gamer, reminding you that you are never too old to game. And my friends, for now, I am out of here.